Hey, sabadi everybody. Today I'm gonna give you a tour of Lakeview Cemetery. I know it sounds kind of weird, right? Give you a tour of a cemetery. But the cemetery is where Bruce Lee and his son Brandon Lee were buried. And at the cemetery, I'm actually going to show you how to get to the gravesite. Before I do that, I wanted to give you a quick walking tour of Volunteer Park. The cemetery is located right next to this park, just a little bit to the north of here. Let me go ahead and give you this quick walking tour. This is not going to be a very long video. I think this might end up being a medium length video. I like to mix it up a little bit, but I'm gonna get some steps in, talk a little bit about this park, show you some amenities, and this here being one of those amenities. One of the features of this park is this water reservoir, which currently it's fenced off, but past the water reservoir you can see the Space Needle there, and so this is a great place to come and catch westerly views. You know, people come here to relax, to walk. This is a great park to come and get some steps in, and you know, you can go for a short walk or a long walk depending on what you want. There's a little pond here, some ducks hanging out, and there's all sorts of paths here. All sorts of paths, but we're gonna make this a quick walk because we want to keep it focused on Bruce and Brandon. But I do want to show you some of the main features of this park, the water reservoir being one, and this water tower here being the second feature that I want to show. And currently it's closed. It's closed due to the situation, but I'll go ahead and show it to you. Show you what it looks like from the outside. And what I like about this water tower is that you can get some really good views from the top of the tower. It's over 500 feet once you climb to the top, and you can get some really nice westerly views from the top. This is the highest point on Capitol Hill, by the way, and it's located directly across the main entrance. All right, let's go up the flight of stairs here and check it out. And it's closed, of course, but that's what it looks like on the inside. If you climb up the flight of stairs there, you'll be rewarded with some really nice views. This is over 100 years old, this water tower, so a lot of history, a lot of bricks, old school brick too. If you're a rock climber, this might be a good place for you to practice your rock climbing skills. Although I would not encourage that, because you can really ruin something of historical significance. And in fact, there's a sign here that says climbing prohibited because it's a historic water tower. So this is the other entrance here, and it looks identical to the other entrance, which is also an exit. Here's a memorial dedicated to the superintendent of the Seattle Water Department from 1895 to 1923, L.B. Youngs. Alright, so that is the water tower. Feature number 2 here at Volunteer Park. Alright, we're gonna go to the next feature. Ooh, beautiful flowers. What a beautiful Seattle day it is. Alright, so here's a sign. Volunteer Park, renamed in 1901 in the tribute to the volunteer services of Spanish-American War veterans who liberated the oppressed peoples of Cuba, Puerto Rico, and the Philippine Islands, April 1898 through July 1902. Lord God of hosts, be with us yet, lest we forget. Erected in 1953. Right. Let's walk north towards the next feature, which is the Seattle Asian Art Museum. There's a couple of people doing Tai Chi there. What a great place to do Tai Chi. I think it's Tai Chi that they're doing. So there is the museum, currently closed. Beautiful Art Deco style architecture. Currently closed, will reopen on May 28th. Usually those are the hours there. All right, let's go and show you the next feature here that's worth mentioning. And it's one of my favorites, this one, because it's just a great place for if you're into plants, and I'm talking about the conservatory. If you're into plants, if you're into photography, it's great. It's actually one of my favorite greenhouses or conservatories in the city, or in the area for that matter. And I used to come here to take photos a lot. I used to come here to take portrait photos back in the day, but that is no longer allowed because people were abusing that privilege. And it just got too crowded and too congested in there. I mean, as you can imagine, with portrait photography, different from non-portrait photography. If you're in there just taking photos of plants and flowers, that's one thing. And if you're in there trying to pose your model or models, that turns into something completely different. You know, there's a lot of fighting for space and that sort of thing when you do that. And there's people enjoying the park in the distance there. Great big open field. Across the street here to show you what the other side looks like. There's a great big tree stump that is beautiful, in my opinion, that I want to show you. There's renovations being made to the park next to that tree stump. And there is the tree stump that I was talking about right there. And renovations are being made to that area of the park. You can see that it's fenced off. So in the interest of time, we are going to keep it moving. I can come back and do a slow walk if you're into that sort of thing, or if I'm into that sort of thing. I know a lot of people like nature walks. I like nature myself, but these walks can be really boring unless it's, I don't know, unless it's really interesting, right? The environment's interesting and the person making the video is interesting. But with nature walks, I usually like ones that are not narrated. If I want to just relax, I'll check out a channel where there's no narration. It all depends. All right, here we have a statue of William Henry Seward, the man responsible for the purchase of Alaska. And erected in 1909, that statue was. Over 100 years ago. Lots of history. And so here we are, y'all. The Conservatory. And right behind here is Lakeview Cemetery, where we're going to go next. But I wanted to show you this last feature of Volunteer Park before going there. And so here we are. They're currently closed due to the situation, and they do charge admission here, and it's not bad. I think it's $4 or $5 for an adult, and we have to come back when they're open. All right, let's head to Lakeview Cemetery, just in that direction there, and I'll show you how to find Bruce and Brandon, and we'll say hello to them and pay some respect. Let's go. Alright, so we are inside Lakeview Cemetery, and I'm going to show you how to get to Bruce and Brandon's gravesite. And so once you hit this Y intersection here, you take a left. I know that it's very easy to go online and find out where they're buried, but sometimes it's hard to find where exactly their grave sites are. So hopefully this will be helpful. So once you hit the next Y intersection, you're going to take a right, and then you will take the next right here, and once you get here you can go straight, and there's where you'll find the gravesite, and there's a car there, that white car there, that's blocking the road. So I'm going to take us there by going this way. This is a beautiful cemetery. It's a huge cemetery. This would not be the most efficient way of getting there. The way to get there would be going straight, where I just took a left, but because that car was blocking the road, I'm giving you a tour of the cemetery. There's a couple of people there saying hi to Bruce and Brandon. And that's how you get to their gravesite, y'all. I'm gonna park my car and we can go outside and say hello to Bruce and Brandon. And this is a good place to park here. That way you won't be blocking people trying to get to the gravesite. Alright, so here we are at Bruce Lee and Brandon Lee's gravesite. All of this is new. The walkway, the platform, and the railings is all new. This was not here a year or two ago. So I've been here where it's been really busy before, but it's nice when there's few or no people at all here and you can hang out with Bruce and Brandon all by yourself. There's a couple of visitors there. Beautiful day. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, walking with me, and visiting Bruce and Brandon with me today. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. And I will see you next time. Take care. Peace.